Moxie. If you know, you know. Hey everyone, I'm Jack Fossett, and today we are checking out the Moxie from Wampler. Oh yeah, we got Moxie up in Maine. If you know, you know. Alright, this is Brian Wampler's take on the famous Ibanez TS10. For those of you that don't know the TS10, it was an early Tubescreamer, but later than the versions that most people know, being the 808 and the TS9. Now the TS10 is considered one of the better overdrive circuits and Tubescreamer circuits in history, even though it was a design that was more mass-produced than its predecessors. And its popularity, besides being a great circuit, its popularity is no coincidence, has to do with a certain John Mayer using it too. And I don't know if you know this, but people who are into John Mayer get really worked up about gear. Now, Wampler has also added a couple of cool things to this pedal to make it the Tubescreamer for people who don't like Tubescreamers. Now that's kind of that's a phrase that I've heard before, that I've even used before. A lot of times when it's something like that, you know, like I've played pedals where they're like, well, it's a Tubescreamer for people who don't like Tubescreamers, and I plug it in and I go like, it's more like a Tubescreamer from the Bizarro world as opposed to, you know, like solving Tubescreamer issues. Anyway, a lot of people struggle with the mid-hump, and a lot of people struggle with the clarity. It kind of rolls off a little top end. Well, you've got this nifty voice switch right here. And as you heard, the voice switch really opens it up. It brings up the treble and bass, kind of subdues the mids a little bit, just makes it much more of a clear, very present, overdriven tone, but still kind of retaining the same character. And then you've got the fat switch. And the fat switch adds this custom MOSFET, just absolute roar to it. It really sounds like almost like bordering on a distortion. just a much more aggressive overdrive. I hate to use this term, but it's very amp-like. It really is, though. I mean, if you listen, it had a really nice kind of, it sounds to me like the overdrive channel of like a really high-end channel switching amp is kind of what it sounds like when you kick on the fat switch. Now, one of the things that I noticed about this that I really, really liked, and what I thought kind of proved to me that it was a good pedal, is the fact that I could keep the tone up a little bit and it just really sat nicely. A lot of times with Tubescreamers, one of my golden rules is to keep the tone back because they're surprisingly bright, even though they roll off that top end a little bit. A lot of times with other Tubescreamers, you know, they just like, it's a little too strident. And this one had nice range on the knobs. Also runs off of 9 volts or 18 volts. You are listening to it today on 9 volts. 18 volts is going to open it up a bit more. Now, you've just heard it with a Stratocaster. Today I'm plugging into a Henry Amps SRT Plus. This is a Vox style circuit, but has kind of a Fender-like feel. This is a really great amplifier. For the next part, you're going to hear it with a Gibson Les Paul, and I am going to add in a Wampler Metaverse Delay. This is something that also came, and I do want to say thank you to Wampler Pedals. These are sponsored reviews, but this is the Moxie. I'm also going to be doing the Metaverse coming up. And you might say, well, why are you adding a delay in with a Les Paul? And the reason, besides the fact that I just want to play the Metaverse all the time, the reason is because I want to show you how much clarity this maintains even when you're using humbuckers with delay. There's still a lot of fidelity to the tone. Now, if you were thinking about humbuckers with delay on a regular Tubescreamer, as much as I love Tubescreamers, you're kind of, you're skirting the edge of Mud City there. So this one just has a really, really nice clarity and fidelity, even with the voice switch and the fat switch turned off, which you're going to hear. So we're going to dive in with humbuckers. Please let us know in the comments, have you tried the Wampler Moxie? Are you a TS10 fan in general? What's your favorite Tubescreamer? Let us know in the comments. I'm Jack Fossett. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.